Hi, welcome back to the channel, TrainStation 2. Alright, surprise win here. I got first in the sixth competition. I never expected that because it was really very tough, but very happy that end of the day managed to fight on and got first. Alright, after I confirmed that actually the 4 additional trains do not require those event keys, I decided to collect my Christmas palace using 500 event keys itself, and I have an additional 80 population. Alright, something to tell you from the news as warning from now, only mistletoes will be counted towards your competition progress, not EPs. Mr. Santa Claus has also got some new tasks for players who have finished his previous ones, help him and stay out of the naughty list. Alright, the reindeers event has started. Alright, so before we go to that, I'll explain a bit more about the reindeer event and show you more at the end of this video. But before that, this current moment at where this video is, we are still 1 day 1 hour from the end of the events competition. So the 6 competitions is 6. There'll be 4 more. Alright, so you hear me right, total there are 10 competitions. With this being number 6, there are 4 more to go, so it's really a very long event, and all this good number of event keys you can collect by doing the deliveries. But at the same while, where I'm gonna explain a bit more at the end of the video, as I mentioned, there's this reindeer event that gives you the mistletoes. So what's going to do is the mistletoes will be used to redeem the 4 additional trains, and they will be counted towards the competitions. Alright, so once we get to there, I'll explain a bit more. So for now, I've already leveled up to 197. I got 3 more levels to go before I hit on to the new region 5, and then maybe then I will unleash all the event keys and event coins to use up all of them to change the 5 event trains, because I'm going to start the ETO event trains only. The only way for me to start will be to enter into region 5, which is just about 3 levels away, 200, i.e. 3 more levels. So once I enter into the region 5, I will not be collecting any normal routine bonus trains or container trains or using metal keys, because that would disrupt the event trains only strategy. So once I embark, this is my first time doing it. I've been reading a lot because people have been saying that you should read a lot about this ETO and how it works before you embark onto it. So I just want to share with you how this actually works. This works means that, one, I should emphasize again, event trains only means that you can only use event trains and not other normal trains you get from your meta keys, or which you change it for containers, right? So those are the meta keys ones. Or every 5 days there's a rewards container train. Do not click on it, let it pass, just skip it, just ignore it, and then you rewind back to day 1. Then you can start collecting the other rewards like gems and whatnot, but no train containers. So once you have collected any containers, it just disrupts the whole ETO, because it's no longer event trains only. Alright, so once you mix it up, it's no longer that. Alright, so why event trains only is because you know that all event trains normally would have somewhat like additional 10 capacity as compared just like a common one. Instead of 20, maximum you have 30. So this is why event trains only would have an edge over those people that's not using event trains only strategy. So what do I mean? During competitions, you know that they will only give you delivery items that your trains can fulfill. Vis-a-vis people that is not on event trains, they will have all kind of trains, some as low as probably 6 capacity, or even those are a lot of common trains and whatnot, right? So if you are of those with a lot of common trains, capacity is very low, it's regardless, the game do not so-called only give you jobs that you have a high capacity, but it's a mixture. As long as you have a train, they'll give you that job. Whereas on the event trains, because of the high capacity at the start out, and even when the maximum it can reach, you can actually have an edge over the rest of the people that is not on event trains, because generally you're given jobs with to the trains that you have, which is event trains with high capacity as a start, and really good and fast, I must say, once you started on that. So that is what I've been reading. people on ETO has been doing really well as compared to people that is not on ETO. But in order to start on ETO, you've got to time it correctly, just like what I'm trying to do. I got to delay and keep on delaying my progress in the leveling up until towards the middle or now the tail end of the event in a way, before I go on to the new region. So if you enter in a new region without metal keys, without a good number of upgrade materials, you'll be in deep trouble. And if you are like me, spending a lot of event keys in trying to hope to get the last legendary train in region 4, then because you need to start on event trains only, because there's no way I can start on the new region with less than 100 keys and I got no trains and I can't work, right? So because of being having this plan all along to have event trains only, that's why I'm there to spend all my keys. Alright, so this is the rewards, the last rewards that we get from the event progress chart itself. Not a legendary, of course I do wish for, it's just a rare train. Alright, so you can see here got 9,000 over keys already, so I'm just want to wait for the reindeer event to start at 4 more hours to go from this timing right now. Then I will just use up to buy a building, which is the Christmas Palace. I always wish to choose a event building and then place it in the center, but later on you'll see having two special buildings, the Paris Eiffel Tower and the Christmas Palace diagonally next to each other. Alright, so a lot of planning goes into this 6 competition, which is the toughest of the 6 I played, but very happy that I ended winning it. So I got 6 out of 6. That gives me I think 350 times 6 will be 2,100 event coins, minusing 1,000 that is meant for the legendary train. I still got 1,100 event coins. We can use it to exchange for all the gold I want. Alright, so and of course event keys definitely more than sufficient right now to exchange for all the 5 trains. That's why I'm using it in advance to change for the building. Alright, so because I know I already collected all the sufficient event keys for all the 4 trains actually. So it's 1 legendary, 1 epic, 1 rare and 1 common using event keys, and then 1 legendary from event coins. So I will start off once I enter region 5 with this 5 good trains. Then meanwhile we'll continue to work with the event trains only strategy to get all the mistletoes, which is from the reindeer event. Alright, so a bit of complication here right now. You can see we have this EP. All along we're using EP to measure the competition's progress. When you fight with EP, right, which you can see from here there are 3 EP jobs, right? All this is normal and what we've been used to. So moving forward, when the reindeer event started, there's a news, I'll come to that later, and they mentioned that only mistletoes, which are those that you collect from the reindeer, right? I don't see any mistletoes here. It's all EPs still, unless they're going to swap it later, the EPs to mistletoes, but I don't see that happening even I complete one of the jobs. So I believe the mistletoes will be coming from the reindeer side. So now you'll be very busy because you have both the EPs jobs, which is you need the trains to deliver, whereas the mistletoes you do not need any train to deliver. It's basically completing the required by the reindeers, and then the reindeers will go by itself. So there's no trains required for those reindeers items. Alright, so collected my last bit of work and claimed that finished first with 100 over points, EP points ahead. Alright, so here we got 2,100 event coins, and these are some of the players that even play. So I'm very happy to be able to end this competition winning first. Alright, so we would have 2,100 event coins. Alright, these are the reindeers I'm talking about. Now it's already ready. So if you have like all the 3 ticks or 2 ticks, you can actually click the send button and then off you go. They'll give you the mistletoes and rewards. I'll show you one later on. Alright, so these are one set of things you gotta do. It's somewhat like the seaport event, but the seaport event is slightly tougher. I mean, this it seems like it shouldn't be as tough, hopefully. Alright, that's how you do it. Alright, I just did once, and once it's gone, there will need be a cooling time of 2 hours before the reindeer comes back again. And it's similar to the Seaport event in a way. There's 4 hours time. So this is something you got to work out on. So you can see all the trains that require mistletoe, right? So it's 4,200, 500 for the legendary epic. Whereas here, the same number of event keys required. So below, the 4 trains are using mistletoes. The above trains are using event keys. So these are the difference, all right? So I purchased the Christmas Palace already, and I'm gonna put it in. And I'm going to mention it's 5 building technique, not 6 buildings. So I'm going to keep one of the buildings at this juncture, and then going to put it side by side, diagonally actually, to the Eiffel Tower. So I'm going to remove that and replace with the Christmas Palace. So this Christmas Palace is a special building. Normally I would just say one special building in the center, but while we're waiting for the Eiffel Tower to complete before it can keep the Eiffel Tower. Alright, this is the news I'm talking about. Alright, so there's a warning here. You can see the mistletoes will be counted towards the competition progress and not EPs. Alright, so this is how moving forward we should be it. So I'm also wondering, how do we then have a head start using mistletoes, given the fact that they are having a cap of 4 hours. So even you do not lock in the mistletoes, that the deliveries that you've been collecting, the items or with all the 3 ticks, you can't stand by and use it a heads up. You can't basically. So this eliminates people that are able to have a heads up before the competition, unless you are prepared to stay awake. It's not your timing in the world. I mean, you are different time zone, right? So unless your competition starts like within 4 hours from where you are right now, and you have all the mistletoes ready for collection, that's the only way for you to hit start. But unfortunately for me, that doesn't work because I'm not in that time zone. So for me, if I want to start late, as usual in competitions, then there's no way you can use that as a heads up. So the strategy of having all the EP points collected in advance and heads up, and then a good head start, and then you can start like 16 hours later, that wouldn't work anymore with this new requirement. So I think they're going to plug that gap. I'm not too sure. So probably that strategy doesn't work anymore from now, which is the 7th competition onwards. So 7, 8, 9, 10, this 4 remaining competition will be tougher than usual, because you can't have EP collected in advance, because no longer EP using, they're using this reindeer's mistletoes as the measurement for competition progress. Nonetheless, they still have this EP right here. So I'm really worried right now. They have new additional 4 EP jobs to be done. There's so much to do. At the same time, you're going to do all those deliveries on the reindeer, which is a time of 4 hours going to complete. Otherwise, it will disappear and you wasted all your efforts. Having 2 ticks out of 3 and you can't finish it is a waste. I think my only way is now to collect as many mistletoes as possible, and hopefully we can change another few more trains from this great event, which is going to end in probably 10 over days. And together, I think if we could, then we have about 9 event trains. So then that is really a good event trains only strategy to start with in the new region. So nonetheless, I've already secured 5. I'm really hoping to get as many as possible. Any additional one will be a bonus, but I'm not going to spend any money to buy any Rindorf passes, or I'm going to spare any gems to get expediting of the reindeer coming back. Alright, wish you good luck in the next competition, and I'm start getting busy to get all the EPs and the reindeers. Great, thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Bye.